Okay, y'all, I am back with my final review for the Countdown to Christmas slash Hallmark Channel 2024 season. So, like 2 Saturdays ago, Happy Holidays premiered starring Jessica Laudes and Ezra Moreland. Now, I'm giving this movie a solid 8 out of 10. And I'm going to tell you this. I already told you how pissed I was that Hallmark had Jessica back on this channel and they literally didn't ask our permission after she went over there and signed a multi-movie deal with Great American Family a couple years ago. Well, I understand that a lot of those multi-movie deals were probably 2 to 3 year contracts. And so people are now free agents. Hence, you see Lacey on Netflix. Hallmark didn't make a big deal out of Lacey this year. They just had her in the Christmas Quest. And that was about it. You didn't really see her anywhere else because them contracts have dried up and now people are free agents to go where they want to go. So Jessica was back. Let me tell you something, Jessica. You was really smart to star in a movie with a couple of cute dogs. Because if you weren't holding them dogs, I'm not sure how much more I could take of you coming back without anyone explaining to me why you're back, right? Are you signing on for Hallmark's mission? Did you change your views about inclusiveness and diversity? Like, the people want to know. But anyway, they still gave you this movie, and it was the final movie for the Countdown to Christmas 2024 season. So I'm giving Happy Howlidays, I'm giving it a solid 8 out of 10. You really can't go wrong with dog movies, you know? It's one of those things where we're always going to love the dogs and that's going to add something to it. I will say the scenery from Seattle, anywhere from like, waterfalls to dog parks to anything like that is just absolutely beautiful. No matter what I do, I got my whole bosom in her face. I forgot to kind of position myself in a better way. Maybe I need to pause and put myself right in the middle so y'all can see who I'm talking about. Hold on. Oh shit, this shit about to break. Okay, do y'all think that's better? Oh yes, we can see her in my bosom. Okay, we're doing well. Okay, let's finish up this review. Anyway, so like I said, Jessica, if you weren't holding the dogs, the puppies, if there weren't so many cute dogs in this movie, I'm not sure what I would be scoring it. But like I said, the Seattle scenery, the waterfalls, the dog park, I did think you and Ezra looked very good together. Now let's get into Ezra. I did not watch Finding Mr. Christmas, so this is Ezra's very first acting role. And some of you on the Hallmark Facebook Hallmark Channel Facebook page were not so kind in your comments. His acting was stiff. It was too rigid. Baby, do we need to go back to Austria? Some of your greats delivered some terrible, lackluster, mediocre May performances this year. Okay? And their movie didn't even get an 8 from me. Let's speak on it. Yes, Ezra is new and acting is not easy, but I have to be honest. Y'all let CCB, whatever her name is, Candace Cameron Bure, go on for decades with these lackluster Christmas movies and made her feel like she could act. Now, I'm not saying possibly, in the past she wasn't a decent actress, but Oscar worthy, I think not. Emmy worthy, I think not. And I'm like, and I grew up with her on freaking TV on TGI Fridays. So my whole point is y'all are so hard on Ezra being a newcomer. And some of y'all returning people gave performances like they were performing from the casket, okay? Like they were buried alive, like they had given up on Christmas. Some of these performances, 2024 was not a good season for Countdown to Christmas and Miracles of Christmas. Lackluster is what me and Megan are calling it. So back up off of Ezra and stop saying such and such would have did better or whatever. He looks good with Jessica Laudes, okay? They look good together, sizzling chemistry. I know some of y'all may be too old or too dead inside to remember what chemistry is, but they got it, baby. These dark-haired babes, they got it. And I think that took the movie to an extra notch. So y'all talking about he's too stiff, he need to work on it, he was too dead. Where are your performances? Where is your criteria? Have you been acting? Are you stiff? Ask your spouse. If you have one, I'm sure they have something they need to say. Y'all back up off of Ezra. I thought for a movie he did a good run, and I'm a tough critic. Okay? Yeah, I'll always give an extra point for the dogs. Because I do love me some doggies. I'm a dog lover. I will put some extra points for that. But baby, even without the dogs, these two had chemistry and it was cute. And guess what? It's still on my freaking DVR. I don't know for how long, but it's still on there, babes. So back up off of Ezra, okay? Because Ezra, you did better than a lot of the returning vets, okay? That's all I gotta say. Baby, just keep working on your craft. It's the first time. You know what I mean? And maybe you didn't knock it out the park, but it was a great way to end Countdown to Christmas in a season where I was wondering most of the time, what the hell am I watching? Is it Christmas or is it something else? There weren't that many good movies this year. I gave out 110 this year between the two channels. You know what I mean? So y'all back up off of Ezra because some of your greats put me to sleep this year. Megan didn't even bother watching majority of this year. Okay. With that being said, let me get into the premise real quickly. Okay, Mia is a web page editor, and she's also a doctor. But right now she's taking a break from being a doctor because she had something horrible happen to her when she was in Miami. She lost a patient that she was trying to save their life, and she just decided she needs to do something else. Her best friend hooked her up with a job in Seattle, so she's a web page editor now. Christmas is coming, and they need more online presence. They need the presence to go up 20%, viewership to go up 20%. And so, you know, Mia is tasked with trying to improve, the viewership on their webpage. She heads home one day, and of course in Seattle, it is raining. Apparently soon it would be raining men, but it is raining. Oh my God, I think my tripod is doing that funny thing again. I have got to invest in a new one in the new year. I knew Jessica was slipping. I didn't know if it was Jessica or my bosom. Anyway. So Mia's out one evening headed to home and it's raining cats and dogs. And what does she see? She sees a dog caught in a fence and she frees him. Well, what does he do? Like most men will do, follow her home. He follows her home and she realizes she can't leave him out in that weather. She takes him in, but she says tomorrow she's going to drop him off at some sort of rescue place so somebody else can adopt him. Well, the next day before work, she stops by Puppy Town, which is owned by Max and his sister Penny. And it's like a rescue adoption center for like puppies. Only thing is they're full, and the first thing we get from Max is he's pretty strict about who adopts these dogs. He's like reading this lady her rights and saying that he needs to know who lives in her house before he releases these dogs. Well, it turns out Puppy Town is already late on their mortgage for December. There's a lot going on. So the first meet cute for Mia and Max doesn't really go that well. They don't hit it off. He doesn't take the dog from her because he just doesn't have the space, and she doesn't approve of his rude attitude, okay? So now Mia takes the dog to work, and her friend is like, you've got to name him. So she names him Russell. And then her best friend also reminds her she needs to go out and figure out how to increase their viewership on their webpage. So Mia heads out with Russell, takes him to a dog park, bumps into Max and his dog Jules. Jules and Russell fall in love immediately. And Mia takes some video footage of them, and boom, the webpage has gone up 25% because they love a good dog story during Christmas. Who doesn't? And before you know it, she starts to really fall for Jules' owner, Max. So his rough exterior did not put her off. If you want to find out what else happened in Seattle between these two on Happy Hallowdays, you need to go tune into it. Once again, I am giving this movie an 8 out of 10. And what a way to end the Countdown to Christmas 2024 season. I will see you guys in 2025. Hallmark, get your shit together. Because this whole year was full of half-stepping. Ain't no half-stepping in 2025. And if you don't know what that means, Google it. Bye, y'all.